I'm going to do for this book since I have no copies. But you know what? But you know what? You haven't heard any poems, so you know. If it's really worth it to you, come talk to me after the reading, and we'll hook that up. Let me start with the one poem from the book. I wanted to give you a quick place you in the poems that I'm going to do, I guess. I was adopted when I was a baby. And I found this out when I was 19 years old. It was not kind of like a legal adoption. It was one family handing a child off to another. So I found out when I was 19, stayed home with the mother that raised me and took care of her while she was dying of cancer from the time I was like 20 through about 28. Lost the house and my mom, and then got reabsorbed back into the family that gave me up as a child. Okay? We're going to talk about some of that stuff, but I just wanted to give you that viewpoint to put you in some of these poems. This is, the first poem is a biographical setting. It's just called Identity to Burn. You have to write a poem about identity, she says. Well, when is she going to write about me? When is she going to write about your favorite sister? I know I've given you enough material by now. Look, she says, you got enough identity for the whole class. There may not be enough time for anybody else to speak. Identity, she says. This is going to be the easiest poem you ever wrote. Let's see. Tell them how your family tree wasn't what you thought it was. Tell them about how you was an only child and at 19 found out you was adopted and suddenly had this whole new identity. Tell them about how your mama had 7 kids to raise on one check, so she gave you to another family so you'd have a better chance at life. Now, they was really too old to have kids, but you don't have to say that. You can say how your mama befriended your, how you say it, birth mama while she was in beauty school? Miss Cagney was her instructor, huh? Yeah, tell them that. Tell them you didn't know about us, your real family. You just thought you was all alone in this world after your daddy died, your mama died. Tell them about how Medi-Cal did you a number and you became homeless and your other family said, well, drop us a postcard every now and then, baby James. Let us know how you doing. Let us know you all right. Tell them about how you were born when? In 68 and reborn in 1999, adopted back into the family you were adopted out of. Now, you don't have to tell them about your love life. I'm saving up to get you a good piece for your birthday. And don't tell them about your brother, or that brother of yours that's been institutionalized, or your cousin with the plate in his head who drank himself to death after your mama passed. Shoot, can I get credit for this poem too? I mean, look at you, so much has happened. You got 2 whole identities, 2 families, 2 mamas. One of them's gone now, but you know, I mean, boy, you rolling. You got identity to burn. You can knock this poem out in a few minutes, throw some rhymes in there, it'll be all good. Then you can start writing about something important. You can start writing about me. Because I can't see how you made it all these years without me, and I can't imagine why you're having problems writing about identity. Okay? I'm going to leave the book for a couple of minutes. This is relatively new. I wrote this in October. So this poem is written after my biological mother was dying. My niece ended up posting a photograph of this, on Facebook. And I ended up studying this photo because I was in San Francisco at work at the time, and she was in Sacramento, and to be honest, at that time we'd become estranged anyway. But me staring at that photograph, I wrote this. This is called 88 Miles. There are 88 miles between us, rocked, raw, and dead-ended. 88 miles of asphalt poured gumbo hot. Meteorite roadkill ignites into white phosphorus solar flares, blurring what's left of Route 66. 88 hospice beds grow wild in a Fibonacci bouquet along Burma Shave Highway. 88 gray wolves hopscotch the distance while the dawn's sun branches the horizon like a plum. A squadron of 88 blood moons hover the interstate above a keyboard of crows pitching eggs like grenades. 88 days have passed without incident involving unwanted riverbank babies begging for bottles in the blackberry bushes. No matter how many flower beds I crawl into, they're not as warm as the grave of your final embrace. 88 bayous boil down to banks of saltpeter, bringing whole brotherless armies to their knees in service to shame. 88 deltas bubbling crawfish the color of devotion roses, born-again crustaceans pinching hallelujahs from the air. I am one of 88 men staring at a photograph of someone dying or dead. The person in the photo resembles a melting sculpture, its mouth loose as a child's shoestring, the yolk leaking from their eyes. I've been here before, standing bedside, waiting for the drop. Unsure of what to pray for, I keep clearing my throat. We are not touching. My hands don't know you, so they hang from my arms like sleeping bats, while death dings off the elevator, holding 88 sunflowers dripping crinkled leaves. I am squinting to focus a memory having blurred into strangers. Perhaps I should hurry my apology, but where was I going with it? This makes 88 times I've thought all scotch was consecrated, while arid tongues await the unleavened forgiveness of the body. I smoked 88 blunts at the double-locked door to a no-vacancy church where God keeps their eyes bashfully shut. I spent 88 Septembers in solitary casinos, pulling slot machine Bibles until one pays out an infant coughing up its own skeleton. 88 days have passed, and I stay climbing the mountainside, wishing I were a sun you found worthy enough to see rise.
Yeah. Woo.